something that goes like. Legal terms. We are reacting to Roblox is getting sued. Okay, warning, incompatible child, blah 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 blah, this is intense, blah 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 blah, not made for kids. Okay.
Now, I'm sure at this point I don't really have to explain what's been going on with Roblox and the whole situation around classic faces being removed and replaced with dynamic heads. You've probably seen it all by now, but this is honestly a video I wasn't expecting to be making today because recently it's actually come out that Roblox may have put themselves in a horrible legal position with this entire update, and because of that, a lot of users, including probably many of you watching this video right now, could possibly have grounds to take legal action over what's happened. Basically, you're able to sue Roblox and they can't do anything about it, and
Why don't tell me? You can sue Roblox. Well, I would like to sue them for defamation of character. What else can I sue them for? Write down in the comments what you would sue them for. I think we can all get at least like, if I sue them, they have to give me 1,000,000 Robux. I feel like that's a good deal.
In this video, I'm going to break everything down in the simplest way possible, so please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video by sending it to a friend or hyping it using YouTube's hype feature if you agree that Roblox should be held accountable for this entire situation. Now, of course, as I'm sure many of you know already, Roblox recently pushed a global update across their platform, forcing all players to now have dynamic faces, which is one of the most bugged, rushed, and garbage additions to the Roblox platform that added virtually nothing of value. In fact, by looking at the numerous tweets coming out about this update, it shows how truly broken this update is. Many faces that once had extremely high value suddenly dropped due to this update, and due to the new 3D layout of these accessories, many of the old classic designs now looked absolutely awful and completely different, which justifiably has upset many people who own these items in the first place. By comparing some of the old faces to how they look currently, you can see how drastically different they are today, and and another extremely important thing to cover is that many old Roblox faces that have been introduced ever since 2009 had their own ID that was present in the search bar. However, after the dynamic face update was rolled out across the platform, their IDs were changed and altered. So now these items both have a completely different ID, meaning that this is basically a completely brand new update, and now, on top of that, they also look completely different. Essentially meaning, therefore, these are completely different items. Someone who purchased the classic prankster face before this update are now, for example, left with something that has less value and looks arguably terrible. And this is where Roblox has
it does look terrible, like damn.
Pushed themselves into a corner. A YouTuber named Nepra, I'm pronouncing that right, made 3 videos extensively covering how Roblox, due to forcing this update on all of its players, essentially has made itself liable and vulnerable to a lawsuit, and that anyone who is underage can theoretically go forward with this if they are from specific states. So allow me to explain further. Roblox essentially forces all users to abide by their terms of services no matter the age of the user. In these terms of services, Roblox essentially states they are not responsible for any losses someone may receive or come across if items are changed or removed, and in that process, they are not forced to provide any refund. Roblox essentially has this ingrained in their terms of services before you can even access the platform.
Wait, I can't ask for a refund. How about Robux back?
To act as a form of a legal shield and barrier so that they can't be sued, as they can argue in the court of law that the user has agreed to these specific conditions before they signed up, making any argument they have in the future against the platform completely null and void. But there is a massive hole in this defense. People below the age of 18, specifically in some states in the US such as California, can void these kind of digital contracts, as they are not entirely legally binding or necessarily enforceable because, after all, they are still legally minors. Now, this does vary from state to state with
we minors can come together and sue Roblox for 1,000,000 Robux. No, not 1,000,000. 20 million Robux. Yes. I think we can sue them for that. I think we need to do that.
different countries. However, places like the United Kingdom also follow the same policy. It is also important to take into account that the majority of Roblox players who still access the Roblox platform are still underage, with about 56% being under the age of 17 and allegedly 70% being under the age of 18. Therefore, opening up potentially Pandora's box against the Roblox corporation with how many people could be affected and could void this digital contract that Roblox just pushes in people's faces. Now, Nepro in his video goes into deep legalistic depth on how Roblox can be held liable for the horrible dynamic face update. So allow me to try to simplify this down so you can understand better. Actually, I feel like this is actually something that I need to clarify because some people don't fully understand. The Jane Doe that I'm about to mention has no correlation to Roblox's Jane Doe. Jane Doe is simply a term used to describe people who are anonymous. That out of the way, now let's get started. On May 3rd, 2023, a lawsuit was filed named Jane Doe versus the Roblox Corporation. Jane Doe being an anonymous plaintiff who was a minor at the time. When Roblox removed items in which she believed she owned and that she purchased with Robux, and Roblox decided to remove these items without offering a refund, Jane Doe argued that she believed that she digitally owned these items and argued that Roblox was being purposely misleading and deceptive in the way they presented purchasing of the item, as they in the process lost money buying accessories that they could now not use, and argued that Roblox's moderation policies that took action on items like these are completely unreliable, and highlighted how it was ridiculous how these items such as night gear was allowed on the platform to be purchased at any time if Roblox then would just remove them for copyright violations soon after, pocketing 30% of the revenue regardless, thus benefiting from the entire situation while the consumer only loses. Now, while Roblox makes it clear in their terms of service that they aren't obligated to refund anyone and that they aren't responsible for losses, they still proceeded to lose this lawsuit, with Roblox being forced to pay millions of Robux back to users who face the same
Yes! Sue it up! I also need Robux, so let's just sue everyone.
people. And this specific lawsuit is integral to the situation and the legal basis behind why Roblox is susceptible to being sued by countless people. Essentially, in regards to classic Roblox faces, this lawsuit pathed the road down to the basis that if you purchased a Roblox item, you were expected to own it with no alterations or modifications being added to it in the future. What Roblox has done, however, recently was that they altered these items against the wishes of thousands of people for no reason whatsoever and completely changed their appearance and even the ID of these items, making them essentially, in every sense of the word, completely different. Some items bear zero resemblance to what they once were, and it can be argued that
what is this, man? You know what makes me laugh the most is this one and this one. This is so funny.
Roblox was inherently deceptive in undergoing this change, and that they gave barely any warning that they were going to do this. Under the same California law, the California Consumer Legal Remedies Act, and the Unfair Competition Law, a company can get in trouble if they change something about a pre-purchased product if they weren't clear enough, or if they sell something that wasn't what reasonable people believed were getting, both factors being essentially elements of deception. People can argue that when they purchased these items, they did not know that later in time, Roblox would force them to undergo changes that completely alter the way they appear and look, and in most cases making them appear significantly worse. So arguing that they were not warned about this upon purchase is significant for any legal argument here, as users did not consent to having these new changes, and Nepro puts it in great terms in his video.
Even if Roblox claims it can modify items despite clear evidence that the items that were originally purchased are voided, users were never reasonably put on notice that their purchased items could be transformed into completely and fundamentally different assets without compensation. Roblox may argue that the items truly are just an update. However, the replacement assets are again materially different in appearance and lexically different in item designation and creation date. Therefore, the change exceeds a reasonable modification.
Proves like management. I would have allowed these different creativity. You know, he's like that one meme. Let me show you. That goes like. Somebody will do legal terms. Okay, go back to the video.
Instead becomes an effective removal and substitution of the purchased product, which any regular consumer would not have expected when they purchased it. This reinforces that the items weren't just modified, it wasn't just a slight change, this is like a fundamental difference. Roblox, in blunt terms, replaced people's stuff with something that they did not consent to having it replaced with prior. Therefore, under Doe, liability is not based on simply whether or not Roblox considers it a change, but it's based on whether or not users were misled into purchasing items that would not persist in their purchased form, which is exactly what Doe argued.
So as specified in the Jane Doe versus Roblox Corporation lawsuit, it doesn't matter if Roblox argues that they have a right to change pre-existing and pre-bought items, as long as people who purchased the items can argue that they reasonably had no idea the accessories they bought would be changed or modified to this degree. Roblox has no valid defense or legal argument here, and this is made significantly worse for them when factoring in how the majority of players who play the games are minors, and that in the Jane Doe lawsuit, it is literally specified how anyone of any any age can sign up to Roblox with no safety provisions being set. If someone makes it known that they are 13 or younger when inputting their date of birth, they don't need parental supervision to create an account. They're basically allowed full access to the platform. So effectively, in the Jane Doe lawsuit, they made an effective argument that Roblox knew Jane Doe was underage when she input her date of birth, and so therefore was not legally bound to the terms of service they shoved in her face, thus voiding it in the process. Nepro even made a community post basically highlighting how he would be trying to start.
Okay, let me see. Let's read it. Since y'all can't read, most of y'all can't even read perfectly, so I'ma read it. Attempting to file a lawsuit against Roblox is one of the most outrageous things I'm going to do. Everyone's going to call me stupid, brave, act like I'm trying to be popular or cloud. They're gonna tell me I'm going to lose, and I am open and shut case. Oh, it's an open and a shut case. Oh, error reader in the chat.
A class action lawsuit against Roblox while trying to seek out other people to help him in his efforts, with him stating, "I tried, I'm trying, and that's a hell of a lot more than most people can say." A class action lawsuit doesn't need thousands of dollars. It needs a voice, it needs a community, and a group of people who want to stand up for.
You want me to join the community and sue Roblox? Want me to join? Comment down below.
Corporate silence. There's more nuance to the law than Roblox forces arbitration so you can't sue. I'm going to do everything in my power to ensure companies cannot just do what they want without repercussions. This lawsuit is positive regardless. If we win, we win. If we lose, by God, we tried. We were brave wading the murky, putrid waters of a gross system. I am not dissuaded by your negativity. If you want to be the change, be present, accept that you may lose. I would rather lose standing on my feet than simply duck my head bowing to a corporation.
Bro, it's just Roblox. Damn.
Class action lawsuit. We are the class, the proletariat fighting our overlords, David fighting Goliath, and hell, history isn't kind to the weak. But I would rather be remembered as the one to try than the one to bow. Now, no offense to that guy, that was a little corny, but it is actually great to see that other people are finally attempting to hold Roblox accountable and hit them where it really hurts, in the court of law. Roblox only listens when their revenue is hit and they are hurt monetarily. And I hope, just like with the Jane Doe lawsuit, something great is about to come out of a situation.
Hey! Roblox 10 million content election. She got 10 million. Now we suing Roblox. Nope. I need myself a million.
Roblox cannot be allowed to continue to push out horrible updates that negatively impact and affects its player base, while also continuing to deceive the people in the Roblox community. That just can't be allowed to happen anymore.
You think this is about faces? This is about companies taking stuff from you that you rightfully purchased. This is a thing to do. When you buy something, you should own it. And giving the company the
Oh yeah, digital currency, so you can like trade it in like in the near future. It's kind of like online game items. You can just resell for more. That's what it is. The longer they go, the more value they get. That's kind of how it is.
ability to do this, letting them do this with no repercussions, you know what precedent that sets? That tells you that you can buy
Bro is smart.
stuff and you will own nothing. So do you want to own nothing? Do you want to suck up to the company? Do you want to be pessimistic? Do you want to think everything is bad and everything is evil and you're never going to win anything? You might never win because you never try.
If you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching, and please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend by either sending it to them in their DMs or by...
Okay, so let me give my opinion. I'm not gonna zoom to my face, bro. I'm just gonna give my opinion in 5 seconds. We're still on Roblox. Oh my days. Oh my days, that was so cringe.